Okay then, for the next step we're going to create a stack of 5 boxes to be somewhere in the middle of the room. So to do that, we're going to create a cube in a different way. We're going to press and hold the space bar, and that opens what's known as the hotbox. There we go. And from there I'm going to go to create. You have to click and hold to get this to work. Create polygon primitives and cube, and then I can just click somewhere and I've got myself a cube. Now I'm going to press F to frame that so that I'm a little bit closer to it and I can see what I'm doing. There we go, that's a decent angle. I'm just going to pull that out of the floor and I'm just going to resize it a little bit so that it looks slightly more interesting of a shape. So the first thing I'm going to do is change to the scale tool, which is this little chap over here. Now what's interesting about this is, again, you can manipulate it in different directions. So I can change just the height of it, just the width, or just the depth, or if you grab the manipulator in the middle you can do all three at once. So this one I just want to be a decent sized cube, so I'm just going to drop it so it's pretty much touching the floor. Let's have a look. How is that in relation to the room? Not a bad size. Okay, so that's that done. What I'm also going to do is I'm just going to rotate it a little bit and move it. So I'm going to put my translate tool on. I'm just going to bring it over this way a bit so it's not too in the way. Let's put it sort of there. And then I'm just going to rotate it so it doesn't look too uniform, like that, using this as the rotate tool. You've got your 3 manipulators again, and notice that I just grabbed this one here to make sure it could only rotate in one direction. If you miss that and drag somewhere, you can be rotating in all directions at once, and all of a sudden it doesn't really seem to follow the effects of gravity, which looks a bit daft. Okay, so there we go, that's one cube created. I'm going to change that to crate, I think. So C-R-A-T-E, I've renamed it, and that's that one done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that to create a stack. So I'm going to go edit, duplicate, and that creates another crate, but its name's changed to crate 1 in exactly the same position. So now I'm going to have to use my translate tools just to move this. I'm going to rotate it so it's again not at the same angle, and I don't want this one to be the same size either, so I'm going to use this to just make it a slightly different shape to create a little bit of variety in what I'm making here, and then just make sure that that's touching the floor as well. Okay, so I'm up to 2 boxes. What I want you to do now is create a stack of 5, try and make it look interesting, try and make it look plausible so that gravity has an effect on it, and I'll see you in the next step.